presentation of WICB News. I'm Michael Memes for the latest in Ithaca, Tompkins County, and beyond for Friday, June 5th. Governor Andrew Cuomo announced New York State is expanding its testing facilities so that the George Floyd protesters will get tested for COVID-19. Protests have taken place across the state and the country, with 20,000 people protesting in New York City alone. Across the nation, protests have broken out in response to deaths of African Americans at the hands of police. Station manager Sam Ives attended two local protests.
Hundreds of people were at both of these protests, hundreds of people easily. Everyone was wearing masks, bandanas, face coverings. Sunday's gathering on the Commons was a community memorial to George Floyd. Other recent deaths at the hands of the police, Breonna Taylor, Tony McDade, were addressed as well. Anger filled the crowd. Anger at injustice. Anger at inaction. The DSA protest began at the Ho Plaza at Cornell. The congregation then marched down to the Ithaca Commons to meet up with more protesters. On the way down, calls to action were shouted. No justice, no peace. Defund the police, among other things. After meeting with the other group, the whole crowd made its way over to the Ithaca Police Department. A whole large section of Clinton Street was co-opted and covered by the group. Masked organizers handed out water bottles and voting information sheets to those gathered to hear the speeches. These protests were peaceful, and the goal to be peaceful was emphasized by those leading them. They also related these national news stories to other incidents that have affected the local community. We here in Ithaca are not isolated from bad policing. For WICB News, I'm Sam Ives.
In response to the protest, Ithaca Police Chief Dennis Naylor told WENY, "We as a profession don't in any way support an officer who does action that is so blatantly wrong and destructive, and I wanted that to be known." The vote for Ithaca City School District's budget will be done via absentee ballot and will be due on June 9th at 5 p.m. The vote was originally scheduled for May 19th but was delayed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The two propositions on the ballot is on a 3.7% increase to the budget for the 2020 to 2021 school year and whether to take some of the 2018 capital reserve funds to purchase more transportation vehicles for the district. A revote will likely happen on June 16th if the budget is not approved. There is also 5 people running for the 3 positions on the district's board. Sean Bradwell, Christopher Malcolm, and Patricia Wasiliu will be running as incumbents, while Sabrina Draffin and Sophia Lux will be trying to take one of their spots. The Ithaca Common Council passed the Emergency Tenant Protection Act on Wednesday night. It will need to be approved by the New York State Department of Health to be implemented. If it does, Ithaca will become the first city in the United States to cancel 3 months of rent. The Lime Bike has left Ithaca. This was part of the company's larger decision to leave cities where it wasn't making any money. The bikes were removed from the city of Ithaca in March due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The company also claimed it was losing money or breaking even with money in Ithaca. Restaurants in Tompkins County have started to offer outdoor seating. This is part of Phase 2 of reopening in the county, which Governor Cuomo announced on Wednesday. Many of these restaurants continue to offer takeout and delivery as options. As of 5 o'clock yesterday, Tompkins County currently has no hospitalizations, 163 positive test results, 142 recoveries, and no resident deaths from COVID-19. For more local news and community stories, follow WICB News on Twitter and Instagram, and find us online at wicb.org/news. Subscribe to the latest on your favorite podcast app so you can listen to our updates Monday through Friday morning at 7 a.m. Just search WICB Presents. For WICB News, I'm Michael Memes.